we passed the Dominance Act, and that was a bipartisan legislation that empowers the United States to work with our allies to build alternative critical mineral sourcing, processing, refining capacity to power our economy. And one of the key provisions in that bill was for the United States State Department to negotiate the energy security pacts with our partner countries, and that would establish country-specific objectives to support key energy and mineral investments abroad. And the idea also is to provide a one-stop shop to align our diplomatic, financing, and technical tools from USTDA, DFC, Axiom, and Commerce to strengthen our allied critical mineral supply chains and promote the energy security. So the first question is to you, Mr. Hardy. What are some of the gaps in interagency coordination, and how might models like the energy security pacts in the Dominance Act improve interagency coordination?
Thank you, Chairwoman Kim. I think for USTDA, as an agency, we have long looked to our partnership with the State Department, and our statute requires that we follow the foreign policy guidance from the Secretary of State. So for any activity that the U.S. Trade and Development Agency takes on, we coordinate directly with the Regional Bureau or the Functional Bureau to ensure that any investment we're making in infrastructure in the Indo-Pacific around the world is aligned with the Secretary of State's vision, the President's vision for a robust foreign policy agenda. With respect to the Dominance Act, I'll let State weigh on that because that's their direction on creating the energy compacts. But I think what you can see here today is three agencies, along with XM, that work very well together and have the tools that complement each other and the staffing resources that make us in a great position to provide an alternative to the Chinese model of engagement. I think that the Dominance Act and other engagements that are designed to bring us together are the ways that we're going to continue to strengthen our collective efforts to beat back the Chinese Communist Party.
Thank you. That's exactly the main objective of the Dominance Act. I mean, each agencies are doing a great job, but we wanted to make sure that there was that one agency that we can go to and our allies and partners can really depend on our coordinated efforts. So I'm really glad that we are moving that along, and hopefully the Senate will also pass it quickly, you know. But Mr. Black, I want to talk to you and first commend your leadership at DFC and your focus on advancing President Trump's vision that energy security is national security. And I'm continuing to always explore what more ways that we can help to expand DFC's flexibility, including its ability to operate in Venezuela. I introduced the Fleets Now Act that will be focused on rebuilding America's shipbuilding capacity with our allies. And in that bill, there is a provision explicitly allowing for DFC to work in Venezuela, as well as to invest in strategic ports and port infrastructure to facilitate economic growth. So, Mr. Black, can you talk about what role that Congress can continue to play in giving DFC and its partner agencies the durability to support allies and investors making long-term commitments to energy projects?
Representative Kim, thank you for your support and thank you for all you're doing there. I think you're doing a lot of important work, and look, at the DFC, we fundamentally believe in how important ports internationally are, and the more work we can do there, the better, and we appreciate the other support and opening up. Look, we have our work cut out for us after our reauthorization, and I think rebuilding the pipeline was just the first step to doing that. We are now in a position to execute more on these deals, and we are continuing to do so. And I welcome working with you, your colleagues in your offices, in laying out priorities and other projects that we can work on that helps advance the president's agenda and serves the American people.
So recently, DFC announced $1.5 billion investment in the Pacific. I believe that is the single largest investment in DFC history, right? The Philippines also has a planned Paxilica hub in New Clark City that would create 4,000-acre economic security zone for AI, semiconductor packaging, and critical mineral processing. So what would the DFC's role actually look like in that project? And what else in the Indo-Pacific do you see more opportunities for DFC to invest?
Congresswoman, there are a host of different projects in the region that are great opportunities. As I've said to your other colleagues, look, when some deals are in their early stages, first it is the vetting process, and we talk regularly with the State Department as well as the Paxilica team, and building out opportunities and really getting into the details of where investments are important. We find that it's in the nitty-gritty, in the documents and in the financing and the numbers where we do our best work. So we kind of pause before we get to the headlines because we want to make sure everything works and runs properly.
Great. Hope to see more
Representative
detail.